Have you ever wondered if your feline companion truly cares about you? While dogs are obvious in their affection, wagging tails, slobbery kisses, and enthusiastic greetings, cats operate on a completely different wavelength. Their love language is subtle, mysterious, and often completely misunderstood by their human companions. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of feline psychology to decode 5 unmistakable signs that your cat considers you family. These behaviors might surprise you, confuse you, or even annoy you, but once you understand their true meaning, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. 1. Showing you their back. Let's begin with perhaps the most misinterpreted gesture in the entire feline repertoire, when your cat deliberately turns their back to you. Picture this scenario. You're enjoying a peaceful evening, perhaps reading a book or watching television, when suddenly your beloved furry companion approaches you, makes brief eye contact, and then proceeds to turn around completely, presenting you with nothing but their backside. Most cat owners feel rejected when this happens. After all, in human social dynamics, turning your back on someone is considered rude, dismissive, or even hostile. We interpret it as a snub, a clear message that we're being ignored or deemed unworthy of attention. But here's where understanding feline psychology becomes crucial. Cats are still fundamentally wild animals at heart. Thousands of years of domestication haven't erased their primal instincts and survival mechanisms. In the natural world, a cat's spine represents their most vulnerable area, a collection of sensitive vertebrae that, if injured, could mean the difference between life and death. Wild cats live in constant awareness of potential threats. Predators, rival cats, and environmental dangers all pose risks to their survival. Under these circumstances, exposing one's back is an incredibly risky move. It's something they would only do in the presence of trusted family members, other cats they've grown up with, their offspring, or their parents. When your domestic cat turns their back to you, they're making an extraordinary declaration of trust. They're essentially saying, "I feel so safe in your presence that I'm willing to expose my most vulnerable area to you." It's the feline equivalent of closing your eyes and falling backward, trusting someone to catch you. This behavior becomes even more remarkable when you consider that your cat is choosing to be vulnerable around a creature that's many times their size. Think about it from their perspective. You're a giant compared to them, yet they trust you so completely that they're comfortable turning away from you, unable to see what you might do next. 2. Demanding your attention. Our second sign of feline affection might test your patience on a regular basis. You're rushing to grab something from the kitchen, late for an important video call, when suddenly your cat materializes directly in your path. Not beside it, not near it, directly blocking your route with the precision of a professional goalkeeper. You step to the left, they shift to match your movement. You try the right, they're already there, looking up at you with those knowing eyes. It's as if they've suddenly developed an uncanny ability to predict your every move, all for the sole purpose of preventing you from reaching your destination. This behavior often frustrates cat owners who interpret it as their pet being deliberately obstructive or attention-seeking in a negative way. The reality, however, is quite different and far more flattering than you might imagine. Your cat is essentially holding you hostage, but it's the most loving kidnapping you'll ever experience. They're communicating something profound. You are so important to me that I'm willing to risk annoying you just to spend more time in your presence. They're not blocking random people who enter your home or visitors who occasionally stop by. This behavior is reserved exclusively for their chosen human, their favorite person in the entire world. It's a calculated move that demonstrates both intelligence and deep emotional attachment. Your cat has observed your routines, learned your patterns, and strategically positions themselves to maximize interaction time. They're essentially saying, before you disappear into that other room, I need my dose of attention from the person I love most. 3. Marking what matters. The third sign of feline love involves behavior that has probably cost you furniture, carpet, or other household items. You're sitting peacefully when your cat approaches, makes direct eye contact, and proceeds to scratch the nearest piece of furniture, not secretly or shamefully, but boldly and deliberately, right in front of you. Your immediate reaction might be frustration, especially if you've invested in expensive furniture or recently reupholstered that chair they're systematically destroying. It seems like blatant disrespect, a flagrant violation of house rules, or simply destructive behavior for its own sake. The truth is far more romantic. When cats scratch objects in your presence, they're engaging in a complex territorial marking behavior that serves multiple purposes. First, they're leaving physical marks with their claws, creating visible signs of ownership. Second, and more importantly, they're depositing scent from special glands located in their paw pads. This scent marking serves as a declaration that transcends simple territorialism. They're not just claiming the furniture, they're claiming everything associated with it, including you. Since they can't scratch you directly, they understand it would hurt you, they scratch the objects closest to you, effectively creating a scent bubble that encompasses both the furniture and your presence. It's their way of announcing to any other cats who might enter the territory, "This area belongs to me, and more importantly, this human belongs to me too." They're writing love letters in a language only other cats can read, declarations of ownership and affection scratched into your belongings. 4. Your personal bodyguard. Our fourth sign involves behavior that might make you feel like you're living with a furry private investigator. Your cat seems to have appointed themselves as your personal shadow, following you from room to room with unwavering dedication. Kitchen to living room to bedroom, bedroom to bathroom. Wherever you go, they go. This isn't the kind of following that comes with obvious motivation. They're not trailing behind because it's mealtime or because they want something specific. They're simply choosing to be wherever you are, content to observe your activities, lie nearby while you work, or simply exist in the same space without any particular agenda. This behavior represents one of the purest forms of feline affection. Your cat finds your presence so comforting and desirable that they're willing to abandon their own activities, their favorite napping spots, or their usual routines just to be near you. They're not asking for anything except the privilege of sharing your space. In the wild, cats are generally solitary creatures. They don't typically form large social groups or feel the need for constant companionship. When a domestic cat chooses to spend their time following you around, they're overriding these natural instincts because their bond with you has become more important than their independent nature. 5. Gifts of love. Our final sign of feline affection involves a behavior that's simultaneously endearing and horrifying: the presentation of gifts. Unlike the previous behaviors we've discussed, this one actually aligns somewhat with human expressions of love, though the execution leaves much to be desired from our perspective. Your cat arrives at your feet carrying what can only be described as biological evidence of their hunting prowess: a deceased mouse, a bedraggled bird, an unfortunate insect, or sometimes even non-prey items like your own socks, hair ties, or random household objects they've deemed worthy of presentation. While discovering these gifts on your pillow, in your shoes, or beside your morning coffee might not fill your heart with joy, understanding the motivation behind this behavior reveals its profound significance. In feline society, sharing prey is an intensely nurturing behavior typically reserved for the most important relationships. Mother cats bring food to their kittens. Bonded adult cats occasionally share successful hunts with their closest companions. When your cat presents you with their catches, they're placing you in the same category as their offspring or their most trusted allies. They're acknowledging you as someone worthy of care and provision, someone whose well-being matters to them. The fact that these gifts often seem inappropriate or unwanted from a human perspective doesn't diminish their significance in cat culture. Your feline friend is operating according to their own social rules, expressing love in the most generous way they know how, by sharing the fruits of their labor with someone they consider family. Understanding your cat's love language. These 5 behaviors represent just a fraction of the complex ways cats communicate their affection. Each gesture, no matter how puzzling or inconvenient it might seem, carries deep emotional significance in the feline world. By learning to recognize and appreciate these subtle signs of love, we can develop richer, more meaningful relationships with our feline companions and better understand the depth of their emotional capacity.